really going to review anything or talk about anything specifically.
We've each got a topic.
We're just going to give you what's on our mind.
Yep.
And Stair brought up something interesting, and he wants to talk to the world about it. And fortunately, if you own a camera, you can talk to the world fairly easily.
See, unfortunately or fortunately?
Both. I said fortunately, I think, but it is definitely both. So, what do you got?
First, we'll give you a little background. Right now, a very, very popular thing, if you watch TV, you see commercial sport all the time, are two websites that are the big frontrunners. DraftKings and FanDuel. Now, fantasy sports have been a big thing for a long while. Fantasy football, fantasy baseball, basketball,
when did that
hockey,
become a thing?
NASCAR, golf. Probably within the last 10 years. We were doing it in high school.
Say
we were playing
2001-ish?
Probably early 2000s. But it's definitely gotten bigger since we've graduated.
Oh, definitely.
So, in the last 10 years, this has progressed by a lot. Now, you're able to bet money and win money, and a lot of money.
Not a little bit of money.
On your fantasy teams.
Now, for those of you who don't know what fantasy sports is, I'm sure you probably all do. It is basically D&D for sports nerds.
Let us explain that a little bit more. You have either, in most scenarios, you have all the players in a league. You have certain positions in whatever sport you're playing you have to fill. You are able to draft them. And normally, everybody in the same league drafts from the same pool, so it's nobody can get the same player. You filled your team. You run that team through the season. You're competing against other people based on the performance of the players you selected in their actual games in their leagues.
In the RL.
In the real life. So, what they're doing now is you're picking every week, Thursday now. Every Thursday, you have to have your team picked. Because when Thursday night hits and the games start, everyone's keeping up with those stats for Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night. And if your guys do well and you end up with more points than the other guy or anybody in that league, you win money. And they're doing things where, like, DraftKings, I think, is giving away, I think they said that it was like something about like $750 million by the end of this season, because they don't run the whole season. They do week-to-week things where people are putting a lot of money in and winning a lot of cash, which is interesting on its own. However, the idea, the angle that I'm bringing up is something that's begun in, how many years have esports been going? The last 5 officially?
I would say probably, if you want to go back to the beginning, you'd be looking at probably CS 1.6. Well, maybe even before that, back to the old Unreal.
But then would have been what? Early 2000s again?
Early 2000s.
But nowhere near as big as they are now.
Oh, no.
Last 10 years again.
Last 10 years again.
What esports are is electronic sports. And I know people are like, what? Competitive video games is what it is.
They're a thing, officially.
And
people have been telling me they're not a thing for a while.
People are like, you can't do anything playing video games.
There is a lot of money out there.
We'll get into that in a moment. What they've done, though, DraftKings has announced they are betting on esports. As of this month, there's a League of Legends tournament this month that is the first thing you can bet on. I don't know how in depth they're going. I don't know if it's just teams.
That'll be players. That's how Fantasy Dota wins.
Well, I know, but
League of Legends in this case.
But I don't know. I'm not sure how they're going to be working.
Oh, they're going to do pick'ems or
but think about it,
the individual players.
I'm not sure. I don't know how far that's going to work, because what would the stats be per guy? Kills? Points? Like, I'm not sure. Wins, losses, yes.
Can be.
But I'm not sure. I don't know how in depth they're going.
The way it was done for Dota during the International is you would pick players, and then based on any other sport, they have metrics.
Any stat, yeah.
Gold gained, kills,
assists,
creep kills, assists, win-loss ratio, player weight, like
All I know is this being the first venture into something that wasn't sanctioned by the game. Isn't Dota, where the betting wasn't kind of sanctioned through Dota?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sort of.
One of the games is Dota, one of the games is League of Legends. They're also doing, I think, CSGO. I'm not sure what else they're doing.
Probably HOTS, I would
imagine. Possibly
maybe
Halo.
Smite, other stuff.
Possibly Halo.
Possibly.
It depends. Truthfully, this could keep expanding because there are professional leagues
for pretty much
for all
everything.
these. Now, this is just in the States. If they expand to StarCraft and take it to the Asian market,
StarCraft big.
and then they start doing that in the Asian market, that's going to double what they're talking about instantly.
Probably.
Because what a lot of people don't know is how football fills up a stadium and they have people watch here. In different Asian countries, they will fill up a soccer stadium to watch people play StarCraft. The last Olympics, one of the Asian countries, I'm not sure which one, had the StarCraft team show up and talk to the basketball team for like a hype speech before a game. Like that's really happened. It's not insane to me because I've seen how crazy stuff can get like that, but a lot of people don't even know any of that exists. ESPN covered the Dota International Tournament last year, not this year. It was last year.
They didn't cover it this year?
I don't think they did. They might have, but their coverage
Sure
was
they showed the finals.
ESPN2, and it was one night. Okay, the international goes for how long? 2 or 3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. Now, how much money was for the winner this year? Do you remember?
This year, no. I know last year was like $2 million.
And it was over that this year.
This year was over that.
That's
It
for
was
the
closer to like
winner.
15.
That's just for the winner. Everybody else.
That's half the pot.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody else is getting paid in the top what?
Yeah.
5?
Top 10.
Top 10 getting paid, but the winner took home most of that. These are
money.
5-man, sometimes 6-man teams, depending on what the
Usually
game
5-man
is.
coach.
Yeah, depending on the game. CSGO is not that big, and Halo wouldn't be maybe that big. Depends. However, that are professionally endorsed teams by different companies. You name it. But I mean, there are fighting circuits for fighting games, Street Fighter, Tekken, you name it. They have all these things. I'm wondering how far this is going to go, and truthfully, I want to see what you think about, is this going to legitimize esports? ESPN's CEO or one of the higher-ups in ESPN came out and said after the Dota International was shown on ESPN.
Well, it was a big thing the first one was last year's International, and it sort of blew up, and ESPN's CEO and a bunch of athletes just lost it.
Well, because, and fans are like, this is not a sport, why is it on ESPN?
And people just hated all over it. However, the ratings were really, really good.
Then the CEO comes out and says esports are not an actual sport.
Then they showed the Heroes of the Storm college scholars.
Finals.
Heroes of the Storm, Blizzard, again.
Yep.
If Blizzard Entertainment, who
We've
owns
talked about in
WoW,
the previous video.
launched Heroes of the Storm, which is their MOBA, multiplayer online battle arena.
Which is what Dota and League of Legends both are. MOBAs.
They launched Heroes of the Storm, which was theirs, and they had a Heroes of the Dorm tournament where colleges would put out their best teams and they would fight, and whoever won got like a full ride, basically $100,000.
One of my alma maters, because I've gone to 3 schools after high school, started a League of Legends team. Gave the first scholarship to League of Legends players.
Who then quit and immediately went pro.
Well, the main guy. There's still a team there.
Yeah. But anyway, but you know, this, like as I said, Heroes of the Storm was shown, and it sort of blew up on Twitter because I forget who it was from ESPN.
It was the high. I'm pretty sure it was like top of the line, like way up, way up, way up.
But one of the
Came out and said that this isn't a sport.
Well, that was the CEO, but there was, who was the lady who was talking about it on Twitter?
Sure.
It got really, really huge on Twitter for a while.
Positive or negative?
Positive.
Okay.
She was like, I have no idea what I'm watching, but
this is
these
insane.
guys are really good, and the commentators are really with it.
That's the thing.
Awesome.
The world is there, and what I mean by that is, League of Legends, these tournament will sell at the Staples Center.
Huge. They sold out the Staples Center last year.
Now,
sold out. People were standing outside of the Staples Center.
The International is always in Seattle, and they fill a theater, a big theater. They fill it. They've
I
talked
think they're going to move it next time.
Yeah, they're talking about
to get more seating.
Exactly. It's a big deal. There's a lot of money in this, whether it's from the fan side
Evo
or just
had
in
like
the
20,000 people.
Now
this
talk
year.
about Evo. Evo is a whole different thing, because like that's where the fighting games are, but that's not necessarily a MOBA or a CS:GO. That's the big
fighting games. That's the big fighting game tournament every year. Is Evo.
In
It's
Vegas.
the big one. And they get mostly Japan.
What do you remember? What casino? What Bally's? No. Either way, they take all of the ballrooms they've got. They fill it with seats and stages, and they play huge tournaments that people are winning good chunks of change for. And these guys are all backed by companies that are making peripherals most of the time.
Mad Cats, Monster,
Origin,
PC Power,
EG.
And, you know, to go with that, these are becoming household names. If I was to say Dindy, people know who Dindy is.
Whether or not they know what game he plays.
Whether or not they know what game he plays.
No,
he
we're
used
not
to play
saying,
League. He
we're not
plays
saying,
Dota now. They did a whole free-to-play. Steam did a whole freaking documentary on Dindy.
Yeah. And there was just another one that came out about League of Legends earlier this year. Remember?
Who's there? Is it Smiley?
I'm not sure. I don't know
much League, but
I don't either.
as I said, there are no people.
No,
Evil Geniuses,
I will
they
say
all
this.
have teams.
We say their household names. No, they're not going to be covered by ESPN. No, this isn't going to be.
They are going to be covered by ESPN.
Well,
interestingly enough,
we'll get to that.
ESPN, the CEO comes out after the last international and after the Heroes of the Storm thing, when it got really huge and people are like, "What the hell are you doing?" And Twitter blew up on both sides.
Yep.
A lot of people loved it. A lot of people hated it. The ratings were huge.
They
and
were.
the CEO comes out and says, "This isn't a real sport. We're never going to show this again." 6 months later, they hire a full-time esports analyst at ESPN.
Now,
the money has spoken.
But, what I mean though is, with them being household names, it's not yet as mainstream as the core sports.
Oh, not nearly as the core sports.
Your parents.
The NFL owns the United States for all intents and purposes.
Pretty much.
They have a day of the week.
Yeah, they do.
It's theirs.
You got that from the concussion trailer we saw
I
earlier.
completely ripped it off, but that's completely true. They own the United States.
They
Football
really do.
does.
They really do. Until they shoot themselves in the foot. But the money is there, but we still don't know what that means. Yes, there's an analyst that's following it, but they're not showing that on TV. That's not making SportsCenter. I'm wondering what that actually means. Now, I still say, and I've told you this before, in the next 5 years, there will be an esports channel.
For ESPN, there will be.
I'm not going that far.
I will say it will be.
I'm not going far enough to say.
ESPN.
Listen, ESPN would be dumb. It would be dumb not to do it.
Twitch might launch a channel.
That's what I'm talking about. Some other group could take that and say, we're going to launch the channel that covers esports, and then contract everyone. MLG, esports leagues, you name it, they could contract them all, and nothing could be shown outside of that, and that would throw it in the face of ESPN. Now, I say that, and tomorrow ESPN could announce that they're doing an esports league.
And it would not be surprising.
No, not at all. That's why I told him, and we've had this conversation before, in the next 5 years, there's going to be an esports channel.
But you could go out on the street wearing a Cloud9 gaming hat, and people would know what that hat was.
Some. But the people that know are too shy to come talk to you.
Probably.
However, I'm just bringing up the point. They're bringing the betting for this to mainstream. Will that bring more legitimacy to this? Do you think so?
I don't think it brings more legitimacy. Interesting point, though. With one, how is that even illegal? If I can't go on the internet and play poker, how can they gamble?
That's Illinois.
On games.
Illinois is the poker issue.
That's the United States law.
I don't think it is. You sure?
It is in the Patriot Act, which was launched after September 11, that closed all ports. And there is a rider at the end of the Patriot Act that says, in big letters, it is illegal for any financial institution in the United States to process a transaction to a gambling website. It says that in the Patriot Act.
Huh.
because I have looked it up because I own a poker site.
I mean, it also says a lot of things.
It says a lot of things
that a lot of people don't know about. However,
and it is a scary, scary act.
I'm also positive. Did the Patriot Act just end the contract?
I don't think so.
Maybe not. However,
point being, I don't know how they're able to have an online gambling site.
I'm still thinking there's something about state to state. I'm still thinking.
Well, the states have made laws that have overridden that. I know Vegas has gambling sites. New Hampshire has it.
I want to say there are a lot of states.
I want to say there's more states looking. I assume Illinois will get it at some point because they need the money.
No, they won't. The same reason they won't.
Well, the mob owns all the gambling
they won't.
stores.
They won't do that. It won't
happen.
happen.
But
that in Illinois is a dumb state. However, my thought is the next step now to me is Vegas betting, which would mean sooner or later you're going to be able to go into a casino, sit down, and watch the International while everybody is betting around you on what you're watching. To me, that's exciting.
It's definitely cool.
That's also going to make Evo a lot different. Being in Vegas, if they're able to bet on fights that are going on then.
I bet you can now.
Well, under the table. You got in the crowd. In the crowd, they're like, "Hey, throwing money around." But I'm saying, I don't sanction. I don't know. That'd be a whole different ballgame. That's the only thing I want to bring up is because that, to me, I think it's going to bring more legitimacy to it because more people are going to see it. That's my only thing. Even if they just click the tab that says esports to see what it is.
That's the thing, though, with that huge Twitter war debacle with Heroes of the Storm. Like I said, that's a win for us nerd folk because the mainstream sees it and people tuned in. A lot of people who have never seen a game of Dota, never seen a game of League, watched Heroes of the Storm and said,
"What the hell is this?
What the hell is this?" And a lot of people said that's really cool.
Yeah.
Who had never seen it before. And like I said, although I think League of Legends is the most popular game on PC right now with like 120 million players. No, League of Legends is huge. They have like 60% market share. Of all the people who ever play games on a computer, like over half of those play League of Legends. It's huge. Huge.
Sorry.
Huge. Like ridiculous. You think the internet was big?
No. I know League is huge. I know League is huge. I don't mean that. Because I mean the international is big, but it's not.
It's not League.
No. What my thought was, I thought maybe StarCraft would beat it.
No.
Now, are you talking states only or overall?
Overall.
Okay.
Everyone.
I would have thought outside of the states.
By the way, the United States is bad at all esports.
They really, well.
Although, actually, did they win the international this year? They were the favorites, but I don't remember who actually won.
That's pretty sad for both of us.
It really does.
Either way, it's getting better. It got better.
It's interesting. And it brings up the whole, is it a sport, isn't it a sport? We don't know, but the money's there, the household names are there.
And now they're betting on it.
And now they're betting on it.
Sanctioned betting, which to me, like I said, is another step in the right direction.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's definitely interesting and a great topic of conversation.
So, let us know what you think. Let us know if you've heard of any of these games. Let us know if you play these games. Talk in the comments. Let's see if anybody what you think about this. I mean, we both play some of these games. Not
badly.
Not well.
Badly.
We watch games though. When Evo comes around, we watch. We watch some of the international. No, I will not watch any of the league games.
I watch some of them.
But you've played it. I haven't played it, and I won't play it. That's just my preference. It's not a big thing. I'm just saying, it's going to be very, very interesting to see where this goes.
Definitely.
Let us know what you think. If you know anybody, or if you're playing those games with any of your friends, link them to this video. Let them say what they want to say and see if there's any conversation down at the bottom. Granted, we'll probably get attacked and thrown through the mud. We don't care. We're used to that. I mean, before we did a movie review and got yelled at. Our opinions don't really matter. We're just saying, look, like, subscribe. If there's any other games or any other news that comes up around the situations you want us to look at, we're always up for any of that stuff. But until next time,
thanks for staying until after the extended